All right, so in the last lecture, we set up the Redux. Now, next what we want to do is we want to make sure that when the person is actually logged in, we would update the isLoggedIn property in our Redux. Now, if I go to the reducer, I've created a username property also, but you don't really have to have username in Redux because if you refresh your page, the Redux state is gone anyways. So let's go back to the login.js, and we've already set up Redux, but we want this component to start using Redux. So I'm going to go on the top and I will import connect from React Redux. This is going to allow our login component to connect to Redux. Now if I scroll at the bottom, I can go ahead and wrap this into connect. So connect is the function which also returns a function, and in that function we're passing in the login component. Next, I'm going to go ahead and create map dispatch to props. There is no real need for creating map state to props because we're only trying to update the global state and we are not trying to get anything from the local state and display it. So map dispatch to props is perfectly fine. Dispatch, return an object on logged in, and this is going to perform a dispatch type. You can say on logged in, and that's pretty much it. Now we need to make sure that we are passing the map dispatch to props into connect. Map dispatch to props is the second argument. So for map state to props, we're just going to pass in null. And now we have map dispatch to props. Okay, so this means that we have maps dispatch to props, which is called on logged in, and we can go ahead and fire this function when we are 100% sure that the person is actually logged in. And that will be this part. So let's go over here and say props dot, and we will call on logged in. Perfect. Now, if we go ahead and refresh our page, go to the login, we just want to see that if that dispatch is even happening or not. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in with the username and password, and you can see that the on logged in dispatch is actually going through, but our state is still false. So it is the job of the reducer to update the global state. So now we're going to jump into the reducer, and we are going to perform a switch on the type, and we have different cases. We have case which is on logged in. I think that is the type of the action. If that is the type of action, return a new object, copy all the old properties and values, and go ahead and update is logged in and call it action. Well, in this case, it will be just true because we are just logged in. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and try this again. I'm just going to go ahead and fill out the username and the password again. On logged in happened, and oops, still this is false, which is kind of weird. Let's go ahead and refresh it. It should be true now. Let's go to login. We will use John Doe and we will enter password. Okay, on logged in is now happening, and you can see the state is actually changing from false to true. This means that we were able to change the state successfully. Now the good thing about putting is logged in or is logged in state in a global state is that anytime on logged in or is logged in is going to change from true to false or false to true, other components can render themselves or update themselves. This means that we can update our menu and show certain links if the person is actually logged in. Otherwise, we can make sure that those links are not activated. So let's go ahead in the next video, learn about how we can toggle the menu items based on whether the person is logged in or not.